Hello guys, this is Paula and we're going to work on the design team project for the Cheaply Chic, and her name is Lynette. You go to Etsy and she sells these books. They're blank and she'll sell just the book itself, or she'll sell the book and the kit to decorate or to help decorate. So I'm working on this today. The reason there's 2 videos in a row is I'm working on some other stuff that we're going to do. And I don't quite have it all ready. So I thought we could just share another few things here. So when we did the center page where we stamped, I went back later and added these. I just kind of glued these on. I went back later and did that. Because I wanted something else on this page that was different. So I just added some feathers from a napkin. Okay, so I have already planned. I'm going to have a lot of decoupaging in this book because I have a lot of bird napkins, plus the kit comes with a couple. So I've already got like 13 areas planned, but that doesn't mean we're doing 13. So the first one we're going to do, it came in the kit, and I'm going to put it, let me think, right here. Okay, and I'm going to erase the number 1 because I had to put which one I was planning first. Also, I will list Lynette's Etsy in the link below, so you know where to go. She also has other things that she sells. Okay, so I'm going to start right here, and we're going to do it on this outside section right here. I'm going to use my, paperweight on this side, and I'm going to clip this down at the top, or the bottom. I'll do it on the bottom until we get to the point we need the area where it's clipped. Unfortunately, that's about as good as it's going to go down. So, okay, so I have my Mod Podge, and I'm at the bottom of this one. We might have to open a new one. I'm hoping we won't. So I planned this one first. I just kind of put them all in an order. And so we're going to use this napkin. It's a really cool napkin. It's got this bird. I've already separated all the sheets of the napkin. And so this one comes out like this. It starts back over on one side. So I'm thinking I'm going to do this part. But I want to make sure I get this yellow bird. And I thought we would, cover the top area, and then we can come back and put a little bit of the green at the bottom area. But see, that will cut this bird off. So we could do it like this and put him there and use just this part where it's cut off. That's the only way we can get the 2 birds completely on there. I kind of would have loved to have had that postcard on there, but so I'm going to trim this edge because it's got a white stripe at the edge of this napkin, and it won't take me but 1 second because it'll look different if we don't get it off of there. So I'm literally just going to Mod Podge this straight down onto the paper. And the reason is because it's a cool napkin. And I'm not going to separate it and do it like a collage because it is a cool napkin. And so that is my plan. Hope you guys are having a great day. It is spring break on Monday for our kids in this side of the world. And so here we go. Let's pull this over like this. And I'm going to go ahead also, I think, and just trim off on the other side. I just need to do that, right? That'll look better if I do. That goes right there. Straighten it out. And I'm going to hold it down and cut it beside the page here. Hoping I'm not cutting the page. No, I'm not cutting it. So my friend and I today did had a day of crafting. We do it once a week. We had just a really good time. And today we do something different every week. So we both had Anna Griffin card kits. I have never done them before because, you know, it just didn't super appeal to me. But then I found one at a garage sale, and I thought, like at a craft garage sale, that was a complete kit, an older kit, but it didn't matter to me. And we sat and worked on those, and I'm telling you, I got hooked. They're a lot of fun to do. I mean, you can tell that they're like, I don't know, like the roses and stuff, you know, you can tell that they're not like a real rose, but they're like an image of roses. And that doesn't make sense. That didn't make sense at all. Basically, you can tell that they're not like a picture or a photo. They're more like a printed thing. Okay, so I'm going to pull this down, and we're going to start at the top. I want to make sure you guys can see well. I'm going to move this down and start at the top. We'll do the first part on the top, and then that way we have the glue down already. I'm going to pull this paper. Oh, credit. Oh, it can go right there. Okay. I'm just going to do just like this and load it down so that we'll have to dry these in between because we're, well, if it's a Mosh Podge thing, the next one is not. So we'll only have to dry this one. Yeah, let's go right there. Get it really nicely right there. Then we're going to set this up on it. And then we'll lift it and do the bottom half. Do it super quick. Okay. So I'm trying to get it where I can get it at the edge, you know. Here, I'm going to do it on this side. Maybe that'd be easier. Yeah, that's much easier. I want to make sure it goes all the way to this edge on the outside. And it's wanting to stick down the whole time I'm doing this. But you know what that's like, right? It's just what happens when you do the Mosh Podging on here. Now, I'm going to have a little bit of a wrinkle there because part of it was already stuck down. But no biggie. So the reason I'm doing a second back-to-back Traveler's Notebook instead of, you know, putting something in between is because I'm working on some projects. Oh, I just told you that, didn't I? Working on some projects that we're going to do. I want to do a tag series, and I'm going to be starting a new book. And so this book is really, really going to be pretty. I got a couple things I have to do to it before I start it, but okay, so as soon as you put that part down, you want to go back over the napkin and carefully, don't be too aggressive because you can literally tear it as you're doing it, especially once it gets really wet. You guys probably all know how to Mosh Podge, unless you're new at crafting. It's a fun thing to do. You can Mosh Podge on just about anything. Okay, so that's the first half. And then we're going to do the lower half. I'm going to get a napkin here so I can just wipe that off real quick. I don't want to get it on my book. Okay, now we're going to do the bottom part. I'm just going to hold it up. Uh-oh. Part of it stuck down already, so we'll just slip up under it. Yeah, it has a little hole. That's my fault. Because I was being a little too aggressive. See, it's when you deal with a big piece, I can cover over that, so that won't be a big deal. When you deal with a big piece of a napkin like this, it sticks in several different places. It makes it kind of hard. Now let's see if that helps. Do the left side first. Ooh, sticky, sticky. Now this part right here is going to be a little tricky. It wants to wrinkle. Okay, and I just tore a little bit of it. It's super delicate. I don't usually have problems with it tearing on me too often, but it is what it is. Okay, let me go over this right here before it gets torn. Go down like that, and then brush this back up. And then I'll go back in there and patch it. Okay. Add some more Mod Podge underneath. Okay. Now, bring this down. We'll have a repair party when we're done here. We'll go back and figure out. It's a good reason to have that extra little bit of paper. So I'm going to put this down in there to kind of get that to stay down inside the binding area. You're really not supposed to wet your binding area, but yeah, it'll be all right. Okay, so now I'm going to go over this, make sure it's down. They say when you do this sort of thing, now, mind you, I fly by the seat of my pants to do it how I want. But they say you're supposed to start in the middle and kind of work your way out to have less wrinkles. I believe that's true because I've seen that happen plenty of times. So, yeah. So there we go on that portion. And then now I'm going to patch it with a little bit of this green paper. I think I will go ahead and cut this lower portion, a strip of it, about like that. It's not going to be long enough for the whole thing, but at least on one side it will look similar by doing this this way. Okay, so now we're going to add down at the bottom. I hope I'm not Mod Podging the pages together. I should have put something under there. Oh, well, too late now. Okay, so this is this portion right here. I'm going to put this down here. Okay. And see, we just had that little square left, and so that's not so bad, right? We could actually just take a square right here. It's not going to matter that much. Let's see what happens. Okay. Now on this one, this is pretty wet right there, so we'll just go ahead and stick it down. Hope for the best. Perfect. And then you just patch it, and it's not really that noticeable. I mean, of course, it is patched, but it's not that big a deal. I'm going to put some here, in these two places, a little bit right there and there. That one little piece just wants to keep going up. Now let me lift this and wipe this off. Okay, move that out of the way. Get my Mod Podge out. And I'm just gonna, instead of trying to match it perfect, I'm just going to, well, I might go ahead and try to match it perfect because we have this napkin. It might be a good way to do it, you know, right here. And right here, I'm going to cut that up. This is to patch this big one in the middle, which I don't know where it came from, but it did. Okay, and then normally I would say tear instead of cut. That way it's not so obvious that you patched, but since we're going to try to match the design up, maybe it won't be that big a deal. Okay, so you're just going to try to match up right here where these flowers right here are. See the little flowers right there, and where it says Goldfinch, we want to match those up in the stamp. Now, right up here, we got the pink flower. So see, if we try to match all this, it'll look closer to the napkin. I say that, we'll see what happens. You can barely even tell. See that? You can barely even tell. And I'm being super gentle because it's all very wet. Now we're going to come over here to the side and we're going to try to see what we can do with this one. I don't think we had that little bird on here again, so, but we have this, which is in front of the bird, so let's do that. We'll just run it up the whole thing. We'll see what happens. We won't get his little face, but we could try. Okay. Now, I don't want to put it so far over that it hits his beak, and even though his little face is involved in this whole process, he got his little beak is like, where'd it go? I don't know. But we're going to put it like this right here. All right. It's not a perfect match, but it's close enough to satisfy me. Since it's going to be my journal, you know, it doesn't bother me, so why not? You just do what works for you. Okay. Trying to keep sticking to me, so that's not good. All right. Cool it, napkin. Okay. Try this one more time to get it on here, right there. Gonna go like that up this side, because that side's not gonna make a big difference because it's already coated. Pretty good. Okay, so now we're gonna dry this real quick like and move on to another page. And I'll trim off that side. Sorry, guys, that we have to make noise. Yeah, it really kind of took the punch out of that bird's face. I may try to match that up. I have some more napkins. I have the other side of this napkin that has this little bird in it. I'm going to try to work fast on this so we have time to do as much of the decoupaging as we can. One of my very favorite things to do is to decoupage. I'm going to stop for a second and quickly trim this off because it's wanting to blow over right there. So let me just real quickly go like this. Okay. My goodness. While I've got it stopped, I've got this other little bird right here, see? So I'm just going to take the part where his face is and match it up. I'm risking things here. Let's see if I can get it. I'm just going to cut it in a little section. Oh, wait a minute. That's not his beak. That's under his beak. I know what I can do instead of wasting the napkin, because I really like it, and I'd like to use it again, is just take a part that has just green on it and wet him right here a little bit. That's actually his neck we're seeing. And we're just going to go out from where his neck is all gapped. Right there. I think we can do that. And it won't be super obvious. See, now he already looks like he's shaped right. He looked kind of funny. Yeah, much better. Okay, now we can dry it. Oh, I was going to trim it first. I decided to trim it. I don't like it sticking to the table. I'm afraid it's going to cause issues. You got to be real careful because it is going to stick to your scissors. But these are scissors that can handle. These are titanium, and they're supposed to work much better with sticky, gooey glue stuff, you know, like glue and so forth. We had a hard time getting up this morning. My granddaughter is staying with us this week. And so we stayed up too late last night. It's what the problem is, you know. They sucker you into letting 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. They don't sucker Grammy in. Pawpaw was in charge last night. So she's supposed to be in bed at 8:30. Which I think is a little early for, and she's almost she's in the 7th grade. But where she lives super close to the school. And we don't, so it's like clear across town. So she has to get up earlier when she comes to Grammy's house. And that's kind of a bummer. Okay, this should dry faster now. I think our patch job wasn't so bad. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know how often you decoupage. And if you like it or don't like it. I want to get to know you guys, and hardly any of you are writing comments. But I would love to get to know something about you. Maybe even just tell me, you know, tell me the name you go by and what you like to make when you craft. So now that the front is not as sticky, I'm going to kind of go in the back and try to dry this. Let me scoot it over from the back. Because you can dry when you decoupage or do anything that's got moisture, you can dry from the back. And it does help. Because you could see a moisture all the way through this page initially. And now all we can see is a wet paper. Okay, I think that's going to be good enough. I'm sorry, guys. I would have paused it and all that stuff, but I can't edit those. I'm not good at it. Unfortunately, I'm not real technical. So I'm going to kind of fold this so it gets its fold back. Just like this for a minute. And then I'm going to go to the next page. But I want to put something on this side here that will keep it from sticking to the page behind it. So there we go. So I'm going to go like this. We're going to move on. Now, we're going to, I'm just going to go ahead and lay it out, I think. There we go. Now, we're going to go and we're going to do a page. I got everything kind of together. And, where'd my thing go? This is going to have some little cut areas. Okay, here's everything that I'm going to put in it. But it's going to go on page wherever I marked number 2. I think it could be in the front. It could be in the back. They're not in order, in other words. I finally got them to go in order at some point. I'm going to go back this way and see if they are in order. They might be. It's not there. What I do is I number, if I plan them ahead of time, I number. So they're not that direction. They are it is the other direction. Right here. I guess they are in order, huh? Okay, so we have, I just stuck everything in this envelope. And we have all these goodies here. And I've got to remember how I wanted to do this. So I did, I did die cut this from my stash. And I have this fussy cut flower from my stash. Actually, a lot of this is from my stash. But I had something in mind, and even this little die cut image here, and this little ticket with a little bird, and the envelope, and then Lynette die cut some birds. So we're going to see how we can put this together, and see if I can remember how we did it. Yeah, I know how we did it. So on this side over here, we make that flower. We've done a flower. Oh, no, I didn't do a flower in this one. I don't think I've done that yet. I thought I had, but nope. So I'm going to make a pocket out of this. That's the first thing I'm going to do. So you just want to stay on the side here. You don't want it to be too thick of a line. I'll tell you a little trick that I've learned, because this glue drives me crazy. So I had the tip like this where it was small, but it, just was causing me issues. I couldn't squeeze it because my hands aren't that strong. And so I started getting frustrated with it. And so I would gap it open like this, which is not smart. Don't do it. I did attempt to do it and regretted it. So don't do that. I didn't used to do it, but I've gotten where I'm just like, takes me forever to squeeze the glue out on a big project. So I have left this sitting over here, and it's still liquidy. So, it's usable. So this is going to be a pocket. It was a postcard, and it's got some little holes right here, so I got to clean this glue off. I need to put something under it. Let me see what I got to stick under there. Let me see. Okay, this goes here. Now, no, I don't need that parchment paper. I'm going to get some parchment paper and just put under this side because it has these holes and it's going through. Okay, so let me, while we're here, just kind of take that glue right there off, because it'll be sticking to everything. Doesn't have to be beautiful, because chances are they'll get covered up with another page. I probably have enough stuff this time to do every page, if I have time. I like to have every page done when I journal, because I just love it so much. And I just started journaling, and I'm already in love with it. Okay, so on this other side, we're going to do this into a pocket right here. So might as well get the pockets taken care of. Same thing, don't overglue. I always like to make sure the very top is glued well, but so it doesn't come apart or lift up on the corners. But it'll still ooze out. It always does. Just my luck. Okay, so I'm putting it all the way down to the bottom the best I can. And I'm going to go right here and do this. Let's make sure the pages are, nope, got some glue right there. I hear Papa talking. I don't know who he's talking to. Better not be that little girl that needs to go to bed. He's a sucker for letting her have her way a little bit. You know how granddaughters are with grandfathers. Okay. They get away with more than the grandsons do. It got all over this black paper. Aggravating, aggravating. Okay, now we're going to glue this die cut that I cut. This little doily looking thing. It's a rectangle. I'm only going to just kind of swish the glue on here and just, you know, where it stayed down on both sides. I don't want it flopping up and down any more than necessary. But the glue's coming out slower. When you have a small tip, it does. And for some reason, I was able to squeeze this one without cutting the tip. So that was nice. This is not, I can tell I did not get that perfectly square. Don't look. See right here. So you do want to use your, if you want to be sure it's square, just use your cutter. Me, on the other hand, I probably just cut it freehand. This black paper came out of the kit. Okay, there's that. Now, we have these cute little birds that Lynette die cut. And I'm going to use my Xyron. It makes 2-inch, it goes up to 2 inches is what I'm trying to say. And so as soon as the one bird gets out of there, I'm doing the other bird. They'll just be behind each other. Now, when you use the Xyron, you can get them at Hobby Lobby. I don't know if Michael sells them or not, but I know Hobby Lobby does. And they have refills that they sell there too. For the old timers that just can't give it up. I think it's really cool because you just run it through that little machine. Most of you probably know about this, but I'm going to tell you just in case. There's someone that don't. And then you just run it through there and you just kind of rub it right like that and get right like that. Sound like a farmer. Okay, and then you're going to put it like this. Okay, we're just going to put it right here. I think I put the Xyron on the wrong side of this one. Yeah, I did. Lovely. I thought I used both printed sides. So they're going to be like flying behind each other. We'll do it like that. Because I cut this one on the wrong side. And I always rub over them because they kind of have a sticky residue on them. It doesn't take much to get off. You just rub it and it just kind of rolls the glue right off. Or the sticky right off. Okay, so there we go on that. Next, we are going to have a tag for each of these. We're going to have a red tag, our maroon tag, and we're going to have a black tag with a flower on it. And yeah, we need to kind of slap this with a little bit of ink right in the middle. It's so white. I don't like it when things pop up and they're white. So this tag has two kinds of textures. A smooth texture on one side and a kind of rough-like texture on the other side. I think I'm going to use the smooth. And I'm going to flip it over because you really can't hardly see what it is on this side. And it looks like I got a little bit of glue or something on it. But it's still very usable. So I'm going to flip it over and use the smooth side. I'm going to add glue to the back of my flower. And I think I have done this flower thing on one of the others. Not in this book, but maybe in another book. It's hard to find maroon flowers. And probably this one's not really maroon or burgundy. It's probably just a dark red, but it looks maroon, and I'm going to go with that. Because the front cover has The front cover has maroon on it. Okay, here we go. Got to remember which way to put it on here. And I'm going to put it like this so that it covers the top hole. And what I'll do is I'll go back and add, something on the back here to cover the punch hole. I'll just plug it or something with some black paper, but I'm not going to do it right this second because we need to move on and get things done here. So it won't have a topper on it. It will just look like this. Now, I'm going to get my gel pen and go around this tag. I'm going to show you a portion of that so we can move on, then I'll finish it off camera. So you can use these Uniballs, and if they're dry, you can kind of rub your finger and it moistens them and they get with it. So I'm going to start right up here, and I'm just going to do lines with like a little line, like going the opposite direction. This is different than I've done before because it'll be faster. Then you just go down. You got to remember that this has to dry. Ooh, I really got off right there, didn't I? This really has to dry before you slide it in your pocket. And I'm making the lines longer. You can do them long or short. It just depends on what you're looking for. Let me do this one right here too. Now, and I'll do that all the way around. And whenever I do the flip through on this, you'll see it. Okay, I'm going to leave this right here. It's going to go in this pocket when it dries. Now, right here on this black, on this side, I'm just going to do it straight across. This is a different kind of black paper, but I'm just doing it and doing a little line. And I'm only going to do the top. Okay, so this side's ready. Now we've got this cute little maroon card, and I'm going to ink this with a little bit of Vintage Photo, just so it's not so stark, but I'm doing it very lightly because I don't want him to, whoops, not look good. I'm going to add on him, I think this is like a maroon. Yep, I'm going to call it that. I'm going to go around this ticket because it looks plain, and I'm just going to do it and leave a blank line on this. Do it on the top and on the bottom. Flip it around here. I left too big a space right here. This glitter pen has sparkle in it. I just cut it like a ticket. I die cut some ticket looking things. I ran up on and stamped my little birds. And I like the way it turned out. It's a little red bird. Okay, now I'm going to glue this onto this. And I'm making these things very simple because you don't have a lot of time to work on your book. You want it ready to work on the following. You can do it and write on the pages as you go. What I do is I make it and then use it for my next month if the subject works out. If not, what I did, like with Valentine's Day, we did that in February, and I ended up writing it on a pad, just kind of little notes about what happened that day, and then I would take those little notes and go back and fill it out and do my full journaling. Just to let you know what I do. Some people do totally different. Now, I have this rose, which matches this rose. It's in a brass-looking color. I'm going to put it on this tag like it's the topper for the tag. Ooh, that's going to come out. You know what's going to happen is that's going to be rolling out from under it. Let me kind of do this. Take a little bit off. Now, I can hear my granddaughter is still up. Pawpaw, he doesn't pressure her like I would to get to bed. And then the next morning, he gets frustrated when she won't get up. So I'm gluing this button down. This was a button that had little hoops on the back where you'd stitch it on, not actually have holes. And yeah. All right, I see just a tiny bit of glue right there I don't want. Okay. Okay. Now, I may go back on this one and add some coffee stain paper on the back. It's a little flimsy for me, for my taste. Now, this, after it dries, we'll put it in this pocket. It's a very, very simple page. Nothing over the top about this one. But sometimes simple is good. And a lot of times when I do these kind of pages and I'm not sure what I want to do, I end up going back. I'll think, as I'm looking through the book, I'll think of things that will work on it. And yeah, and so I'll do that. Okay, so this is definitely going to be pretty. Let me see. Looks like that is already dry. I bet the... Oh my goodness, I started to say it's not going to fit. It's not going to fit. Oh my goodness. I'll probably have to find another rose. What I'll do is either cut this shorter on this side or cut a thinner tag. We'll just see, but we're not going to waste our time doing that. You can get an idea what we did here. Nothing over the top fancy, but I think it's cute nonetheless. Okay, so that was number 2. And we need to move on to number 3. Let me get that 2 off of there. Okay, let's go to number 3. I think it's a decoupaged bird. And that's 13. It's number 3 is what we need. 13's there. Here's number 3. We have this cute little bird. He is on this plaid. I was going to just take him off of the this background and put him on, but I was like, he's so cute. But you can see the music through the background, and so I thought, why do that, you know? So we're just going to put it up on this top portion. I'm going to lay it here like we did the last one and just decoupage. Now, when this video is, if we don't get all the decoupage done, when the video's over, I'm going to finish the decoupaged portion. All it's going to be is the same thing that we're doing. And then come back to, I think I cut that crooked. We'll see. Come back and I'll do all the decoupage, and then that way I don't bore you guys to death. I mean, because gluing one napkin on is like gluing a dozen, right? Okay, so this, I'll have to clean up the edges after this. Okay, after it's glued on. I didn't cut it quite tall enough. Okay, well, that's all right. We'll just kind of bring it center. All right, so I'm going to add some glue. I'm going to cut this straighter since we're going to have a top and bottom of the music sheet showing. There. Let's get busy. When you're doing, like I'm doing right now, where you go back and forth from Mosh Posh to regular pages, you want to be sure and you want to be sure and make sure that you put your brush in some water, because it'll get you won't be able to use your brush if you don't. Okay, a little bit more on the edge here. Hopefully. I don't want to get it on that black paper behind me. Because that black paper is the specialty paper this month. She usually puts some kind of specialty paper in each kit. Something that goes with the theme or whatever, if she can. Okay, come on, Birdie. Let's get you on there. I'm going to line him up as best I can on the outside here, so that he can actually have some music. It's very difficult to do the whole thing and try to put it down and get it straight, but it's okay. I'll just trim it. Yeah, I'm going to have to fill that in on the side there. I don't like the way that part looks. So you start from the middle and you work your way out, and see it's already taken the wrinkles off his body and off his face. And it helps when you do it like that. Saves your... I got to tell you something funny. I laugh when I think about it. So last night I went to bed probably 11:30, 12. It's too late, really. And my husband was finishing up a show he was watching. And so he goes in and watches this show, and I go on into the bedroom. So I get in there, and my granddaughter wanted to sleep on the pallet at the foot of our bed. And so we let her. You know, how long is she going to be able to do that? And so she hadn't got to that point. She's, you know, sleep in your room. You know how they do. So I go in there, and she's all crooked. And the bedding, the blankets, the two blankets and the sheet that were on our bed was now down around her. I wish I took a picture of it. It was so funny. And I'm like thinking the whole time, how did she do that? And why did she do that? She must have been extra cold. And so she just didn't get up. But I went and got my husband, and I said, you're going to crack up when you see this. And I'm going to put this plastic behind here, because I need to try to get some of these wrinkles out. I don't think they're going to get out, but do the best I can. At least the little bird's visible there. And I'll come back. I'm going to dry him, and then I'll come back and make sure the edges look good and stuff. I'll trim them once they dry. But we got to run this I went blank. We need to go through here and blow dry it. Gotta blow dry the little edge. Let's make sure that it's not going to stick to this. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to hit it with the blow dryer real fast. I like the way it says enjoy. So this would be more perfect when I get finished with it. But I mainly just want you guys to be able to see what I'm talking about. See, we only have 10 more minutes. So we probably have time to do one more. So, let me get my eraser. Oh, crud, I forgot to erase the 3. We're going to go here on this side to number 4, which is, I don't remember, but let me see. On number 4, it's got this, I don't know if we're using this envelope or if I was just putting everything in this envelope. Oh, no. I'm going to set the envelope aside because I don't think we're using it. So we have, this was a bird card. And I just took it and cut it to fit here as a pocket. As you can tell, I like pockets on my things. This is the black tag for here. And we're using black and brown. Here is a brown feather. And we've got B is for bird. Isn't that cute? And then this really cool tea stained. It's done with a doily. And this lady is super talented. She's on Etsy. I don't have her name, but I order some of these from her and I just love them. Okay, so this is going to be glued down first thing for our pocket so it can be drying. And go over here and glue this side down. You know, it's pretty repetitive on this part because we just did something with a couple pockets. But I like it. I like the pockets and all the different things. You can turn one thing into something else. I like it. Whoops, big glob of glue right there. You know that's not going to be fun. Okay, so we're going to put it down low. And my husband came home from work and he was so tired he just fell down and went to sleep on the couch. Didn't even eat his dinner. He got up like an hour and a half later and was like, oh my goodness. I said, well, honey, you were tired. You just went right to sleep. So I kind of let you. I hate it when he comes home tired. That's a really good sign that it's time for him to retire. So we're counting down the days right now. After this week, after Friday, he has 12 more work days left. And which will be 2 weeks and 2 days. Just counting the weekday, the week time. Oh, I know what I was going to make this into. I'm not using white on this one. I'm doing, I really need to kind of add some ink. It's too stark white for me. I'm going to glue this onto the card. Just like this. I found this little bird. Where did I find him? He wasn't in this package. He was in some of my little cards, you know, your little ephemera. And I was like, oh, he's perfect for my tag. I cut it closer. It was like on a square or, you know, had bigger edges. Okay, so we're going to put this right here underneath. Try to line it up straight on both sides, and it looks like it went down straight. So I'm going to get my, I can't remember what I got this button for. I got 2 buttons, but I don't know what I wanted to do with them. I don't remember having them because I also got this string to go through. So I may not use those. Let's see. Let's go ahead and string the top while we're right here in the process. Put the little fibers in. And I'm just going to tie them in a knot. And yeah, just like that. I never double knot because I never have trouble with them coming apart, but also cut these shorter. My scissors are acting like they're dull. It's because they probably have so much glue on them. There we go. This is going to go in here. And this little one is going to go over here. And I'm not really doing anything to it. I mean, it is decorated, you know, pretty much like it is. I wonder if I was going to put it right there. I bet that's what it was. Okay, so let me run some ink over the top of this little card because it needs it so bad. So I'm going to use my little makeup type thing, and it's just going to kind of go in circles. I need to throw this ink pad away. It's picking up like residue, and when it does, it leaves a big streak on your, like it's done it on this already. It's going in the trash after this project. I just have to open a new one. I gotta force myself to do it. This isn't as smooth as it usually looks. I'm gonna try right up here. I'm gonna try getting this top edge better. And this side edge better. I still think that looks better than it did. And since we're doing this page brown and black, that it will work just fine. I hope you guys have had fun doing this video. I just love decoupaging, and we'll finish up all the other projects and maybe more in the next video. This is going to go on my button. I'm going to take it down the front. Has a little flower on it, which I think is cute. Down the, hold still, Paula. Down through one hole on the right and up the hole in the back on the left. So you just basically go in and up. And I do tie a double knot on this string because it's so thin. Get up there. It's through. I just got to get hold of it. Oh my goodness. I'm outgrowing my room, you guys. You know, I've told you way back whenever I opened my shop, my YouTube channel, and I showed you my room. I've added, every wall has solid shelving, and one of them is like waist high. So I'm ordering another one just like it, and he's going to put them together. So that will make 3 super large, 1 medium large, 2 smaller, and then that one will be super large. I don't know where I get all this stuff. It just kind of shows up at my house. Do you believe me? No, that's not true. Okay, so I'm going to have to plug the back of this tag as well, so the glue will not go through on something else. What I'll end up doing is okay, I like to do buttons as the topper, so I'm not going to lay this on my paper. I'm going to put it off to the side, but it's going to actually go in here with this one on this side, kind of at an angle. So I'm going to set it over here to dry. Let the button dry. And right now we just have this one. And now we're also going to add this sweet feather. I just love these feathers that she put in the kit. So you will, if you buy the kit, and if she still has this one, you'll get feathers. And then we'll have the little brown one in here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have so much fun doing these, and you can probably tell by the fact that I do show the videos. I hope you enjoy that process each time or each month. But there's so many channels that are doing the same things that I thought I might as well do this as some of my projects, because I do different things in here. But I am starting a new book, and I will do a video to give you a sneak peek of it, probably tomorrow. And then I am gathering things. I got tags galore that we're going to do. And so I'm looking forward to that. I know that you guys, a lot of you guys liked that the last time I did it. It's been a while, so we'll do that. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. I appreciate all my subbies, but, you know, I slowed down for a while on gathering subbies because I'd been sick, you know, and I'm about to do that again at the end of April. I'm having my other hip done. So there'll be about 3 weeks there. You know, I can't do anything. If there's any way I can crawl in here or use my walker, I know, a walker. I hate that. I'd rather use a cane, but I'm going to have to use the walker the first 3 weeks. So I'll see you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be awesome. And I'll see you then. Bye.